I am happy to join with you in what will go down in history as the greatest public speech which acted as a trigger of a movement that will result in the eradication of the threadbare flaw that has engulfed the Korean education system. 20 years ago, the Ministry of Education introduced a new method of evaluation. The introduction of CACT, commonly known as the Sunung, was same as signing a promissory note to which Korean student was to fall heir. The note was a promise that all students would be evaluated by their talents and interests, not by standardized memory-based exams. It is obvious that the Ministry of Education has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as their students are concerned. Instead of honoring this fundamental purpose of freeing students from all the problematic devices that cripple students, the Sunim has only become another evil that pushes students to their academic limits. So we have come here to dramatize this paradoxical situation and to strongly stress the need of change. This is no time to cope with the status quo just because you're excelling in the current system or just because you have given up pursuing your study in the compulsory education system. Now is the time to make real the vision of education. Now is the time to lift our schools from the quicksands of unwanted studies to the solid rock of exploration of vision. Now is the time to make freedom of choice a reality for all of God's children. I am not unmindful that some of you have been made silent by families and teachers who do not recognize the urgent need of change, and I am unmindful and I am mindful that change in this domain is hard. But continue to work with the faith that change is indeed possible with unity and cooperation. We must forever we must forever maintain our grand motto of change. We must not allow any more degeneration in this nation. Again and again, we must come together to make a movement. Remember, a person is weak, but people are mighty. We can never be satisfied as long as we are bound to study in the compulsory education system. We can never be satisfied as long as everyone, regardless of their interest, trait, and specialty, are to sit in front of standardized exam papers. No, no, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until all the evils pre-stated are fixed into perfection. Go back to Daechidong, go back to Mokdong, go back to prestigious dorm schools, go back to the high schools and all the education institutions that agonize students. I say to you today, so even though we are forever bound to stay in schools, I still have a dream. I have a dream that one day the captives of the Korean education system will be set free and will eventually be led to the road of exploration of their own aptitude and vision. I have a dream that one day exam periods will be full of smiles of students eager to dive into studies of their interest, not the frowns of students whose obligation is to cram every single phrase. I have a dream that one day students who are off path of the compulsory education domain will not be considered as exiles, but will be respected with the highest praise. This is our hope. This is the faith which I return to the classrooms of KNUHS. With this faith, we will be able to hew out the contradiction that has engulfed today's schools. With this faith, we will be able to rip off the dark curtains that has been here for so long. With this faith, we will be able to come together, knowing that we will succeed one day. And if Korea is to be a nation with abundant human resources, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prominent buildings of Gangnam. Let freedom ring from the schools of Al Qaeda. Let freedom ring from the withering dormitories of boarding schools. Let freedom ring from the agonizing hagwons of this nation. But not only that, let freedom ring from the hearts of depressed students. Let freedom ring from the misled Ministry of Education. From every part of this nation, let freedom ring. When this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, and when we let it ring from every city and every institution that purpose is to conduct education, from every province and every town, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, male and female, young or junior, educated and uneducated, will be able to join hands and conduct education of its true meaning.